The process of writing a polynomial as a product is called factoring. This is an important tool that we will use for solving equations. The simplest type of factoring involves a polynomial that can be written as the product of a monomial and another polynomial. The technique used here is the distributive property in reverse direction. If we have a common factor of A, we can factor it out or undistribute it. Removing a factor out is the first step in completely factoring a polynomial. So this is always the first step. And we usually call this finding the greatest common factor, or GCF, if that rings a bell to you. That's always your first step. So below, if I look at part A, between these two terms, my GCF is 5x squared. So if I factor out 5x squared, that will leave 1x minus 3. Now part B. The first thing I need to do is write this in standard form because that makes our life easier. Negative 12x cubed plus 6x minus 3. Now if I look at this, my GCF is going to be negative 3. And the reason why it's negative 3 is because our leading coefficient is negative. So that means our GCF is negative. So that is a rule. If I factor out negative 3, that leaves positive 4x cubed minus 2x plus 1. So now part C is a very special case. If I focus in on these two terms, there are only two terms. Only two terms being separated by subtraction. If I look at these two terms, I see that they both have x plus 1, a binomial, in common. So we have a binomial GCF of x plus 1. If I factor out that binomial, what is going to be left over are the two terms that are written there, x squared plus 2. So sometimes you have a binomial GCF.